Hello and welcome back to Greenhill Junction. Now, in my last video I was showing you how to fit a TTS sound decoder to this Hornby A4. So I'm going to show you how to program a new chip into the Z21. Because as I said in my video about the Z21, this, well, it's beyond useless. Use it to show you where to put the wires in when you first set up the machine. After that, recycle it. Honestly, it is absolutely useless. I've had to bodge my way through how you use this using YouTube, using forums, so I thought, right, I'll do some videos to try and make life a wee bit simpler for anyone that decides to go for this. So I've got the loco set up on the programming track. Now, apparently you can do this on the main track. That's just fraught with danger to me because I've got 19 locos sitting on the track. If I do something wrong, you know, I could fry them all, I could program the wrong one. I just don't want to do that. So I have a spare bit of track with wires soldered on, and that goes into the back of the Z21. Right. Don't know how other people feel about this, but I think this is the safest way to do this. So I've got the Z21 up on the tablet, and to program a new chip. Now, I know what you're saying, this isn't a new loco to me, it's not, but the address for the loco is in the chip, so that's the old DCC chip that had the address programmed into it. Okay, without this, that loco is just an engine and a bit of plastic, really. So as far as the system is concerned, that new TTS chip makes this a new loco to the system. So what you need to do is you go into CV programming, and what I've found is the easiest is if you click on manual and then click on program track. And you want CV1, which is this top bit, because that's the address, and you want to read the CV1 of what's on the program track, which is that loco. So quite simply, just press read. Read. Oh, hang on. There you go. And you'll see that changes to green, which means it's now on the programming track, it's not on the main track. And that's read the CV and it's coming back as 3. So every DCC decoder for some reason has the address of 3 until you reprogram it. Okay, so if you've got a space at 3, great, you're good to go. I don't. Number 3 is, I think it's my merchant city. So I want this to go back to its old address, which was in the old DCC chip of 20, or you can set it to whatever you want. So all you need to do is click on that, delete that, put in 20, and then set CV, and you'll see this go green again, and you'll hear some noises. And that's it, it's programmed. So we'll read it again just to make sure. There you go. So it's really quite simple to add a new loco to the Z21. That's all you need to do. Put in your chip, go into, I'll take you back. Oops, wrong thing. So go into CV programming down the bottom left, manual, program track, keep it at CV address 1, read CV, and it'll come up 3 if it's a brand new chip. Set it to whatever you want, doesn't have to be 20, it can be whatever fits in with your layout, and then set CV. Alright, so now if I go into vehicles, you see Samara Wilson was CV20, was address 20. CV's address E7 for me anyway, so now we're back with that. Right, next is, because I put in the sound chip, I want to put the sounds in. Now here's another gripe about TTS chips, is that in the instruction manual it doesn't tell you anything about the sounds that it makes. You know, there's no list that says, you know, function 1 is this, function 2 is that, wadi wadi wah. There's actually 17 functions on this, and again I had to go online and eventually find a list, because, you know, if you play the things, some of them are obvious, some of them you've got no idea. So yeah, why are we paying all this money and no getting instructions on how to set it up? It really it bugs me, to say the least. Anyway, moving on. So there's all the data from the programming that I did when I first got the Z21. Now we've got to add functions, so you go into FFX and we want to add the first function up there. So now you've got these three things here. You've got switch, push button, or time. This is the simplest way I can think of explaining this, okay? Switch is for a function that you want on all the time. Think of a light switch. You'll flick the light switch on, your lights are on all the time until you flick your light switch off when you leave the room, okay? So for a steam engine like this, that's basically the function 1, which is the steam noise essentially for it sitting in the station. Then you set it off and it, you know, chuffs, and the chuffs gradually get faster as the train gets faster. So that's the only real one I can see for a switch. Push button is say like a doorbell, okay? You press the button and the doorbell's pre-programmed to, you know, go bing bong or play a tune or something like that, and then once that's done, it's done. So you don't have to keep your finger on it, you just press it, it does whatever it needs to do, and then it switches off. So just like a doorbell, the whistle on the loco, or the guard's whistle, you just press the button, the whistle goes off, and that's it. If you want it again, you press the button again. Alright? Time. Time, the only one I've found for this is function 17, which is just to switch between chuffing or driving, whatever you want to call the noise, and coasting. So in those circumstances, you set a time interval. So I'll admit I've played with this. Okay, so I set the time interval with 5 seconds, so it's 5.0, and when the train's going round, you press the button for function 17, and for 5 seconds you get a coasting noise, and then that switches off and it goes back to the chuffing. Really got to find a better word for that, but that's the best way to describe it. Alright, so that's those 3 functions. So if I go here, what we want to do is put in function 1. Okay, and it gives you these options for images. A lot of them aren't that applicable to anything that ever. I mean, what's hump gear? Hump funk? No idea. So if you can't find the function that suits you, you can just put a description in, but I know function 1 is basically the drive, so I use that one, the steam. And if you want to name it, you've got the shortcut, and I call this one drive, so I know what steam it is. And I want that on a switch because I want it on all the time. Okay, so, and then down in the corner here you can test it. So if you just click that, it will change orange, and the loco makes a noise. Now obviously that's the noise when it's just sitting in the station. It will start chuffing when I set it off. It's on the test track just now. If I set it off, it's going to just go off and it'll not work. So I'll show you that on the track in a minute. So now it's just a case of working through, and you just select an empty one, and then function 2, if I remember right, is some sort of whistle. I think it's a long whistle actually. You can test it. There you go. But you want that on a push button, because, well, it's essentially a doorbell, isn't it? You want to press it, it does that noise, and then it doesn't do it again. If you have it on a switch, it just keeps on doing it over and over and over. And then we'll do shortcut, so I'll call that long. What's limited characters there, so long chime. Let's see if chime fits in. Right. and there you go. So I've got drive and long chime are the first two functions. And if you get it wrong, there's a big delete button, you can just delete it all and start again. Alright, so I'll put in the rest of the functions, and then we'll get this on the track and just show you it working, I guess. Alright, so back in a bit. Right, back. That's my programmed everything in, so there's 17 functions in total. You need to split them between C1 and C2. You can, try and hold this straight, you can change the order of them. All you need to do is do that and move it up, move it down, move it side to side. So you can set it whatever you want. I've just put it in number order, but now while I get used to it and what I like. So you'll see if I'm going to drive, that's my switch one. We're going to chimes, goes to push button. For some reason there's two short chimes, and they're just, I'll play them for you. Just there's different pitches, so don't know why that's necessary. We're going to C1. So the coasting one's the time one. So you see I've set the time to 5 seconds. I can only show you that working once the train's on the track. So we'll do that briefly in the next video. The most pointless one, breakfast. So apparently that's a fireman's breakfast. So if I press that, oh, sorry, test it, sorry. You get the sound of a very short fry up. Utterly pointless, but never mind. So that's them all in. So nothing left but to put it on the track and kind of just, well, particularly show you how the drive and the coasting works. Everyone else is kind of self-explanatory really. So just as you can see, it's all push buttons. If I've set it up right. There's various, like all these safety valve, cylinder, injector. The slipping one's quite a good one, and the brake one's quite good for coming out of the station. But blower, they all pretty much sound the same to me. I don't know how to drive steam trains. I'm sure there's someone out there screaming at the cat. Whoa, so I don't kick the tripod. There'll be someone screaming at the screen going, "Yeah, you know nothing." I'm like, well, you're right. I don't know how to drive a steam train. I just think all the noises sound the same. I'm sure to the purists there'll be an order that goes in, but I don't know that order. So I'll get her on the track. We'll run around just to show you the drive and the coast function, and that'll wrap this video up. Alright, so back in a bit. Right, we're back. She's on the track. I've got it set up here. So like I say, all I'm going to show you is the sort of coast function, how it's quite good. So we just put on the drive, starts making noises. I suppose start up you could call it. We'll just get it going. It goes through its motions. It does go a fast chuff quite quick, and the train's not going that quick, so I may have a look at the CVs. So if we go to coasting and press that, it makes that noise for 5 seconds and then goes back to chuffing or driving. You can see it's went off, so press it again, goes on for 5 seconds and then goes off. So that's a handy wee function. So that's to demonstrate the sort of time button function. So yeah, just bring her around the station. Might as well show you the brake while I'm at it. Try and get this right. I'll just slow it down. It's not really. The speed and the sound doesn't time up. I need to play with the CVs. Yeah, bring her in and then just press. There you go. So that was how to program in a new loco on the Z21, or new decoder, new loco, same thing really, and how to get these sound effects on with TTS. So hope you liked the video. Leave any comments you have. Subscribe to get more updates. I'll do a few more things on the Z21, and I'm currently waiting for a whole load of wood to arrive, so I can start building the scenery. So that's why I've been playing around with Z21 the sound decoders. Thanks very much for watching, and speak to you again soon. Alright, cheers, bye.